Hi, my name is Valeries, and I'm going to show a little demonstration on doing basic makeup effect of a busted nose and a black eye. And one thing I want to introduce you to is this book that I think all students should get. It's a wonderful handbook by Dick Smith, probably one of the best, most wonderful creative makeup artists other than Rick Baker, who was one of his proteges. So this is the book I'm going to take it from. Everybody should get it. We're going to do on the chapter in here where it talks about mortician's wax and about bruising and cuts and how to make them realistic. Some of the materials that I'll be using in this class will be right down here where we have mortician's wax, or sometimes they call it nose and putty wax. We'll use oil base or grease paints. It's usually for masks, and in theatrical stores you can buy this equipment. We will be using fixers, we'll be using spirit gum remover, an assortment of brushes from very fine to a wide flat. Some of the tools for sculpting with the mortician's wax would be these lovely little hard iron. These are sort of made of a metal iron. You can also use dental tools from your dentist. They often will give these to you when they get a little broken or something. You can get them from your dentist, or you can order them online. Some of the makeups here, this is called a little bruise kit. You can buy these, which is a nice little thing for if you're on a movie set. And you can get those at the theatrical stores. One way of cutting these paints, because they are thick, is by using something we call glycerin, which you can actually buy in a grocery store. Just a little dab will do ya. And then we have 91% or 99% rubbing alcohol or isopropyl that you want to use. That can also cut the paints. It will also thin out your edges. So why don't we get started, because we don't have much time here. I'm going to put a little bit of spirit gum on her nose, just so that it adheres better. One thing about this, you want to make sure it dries and gets to a sticky consistency, because otherwise it's just going to slide off. So one way we dry it is with a hair dryer, but we don't want to make noise, so I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to take my little mortician's wax. This is nice and tacky. That's exactly what we want the consistency to be. Put this on her, and it might be a little much for her. She's just gonna go because she got plastered. She was in the bar last night, and I guess she was flirting with the wrong guy, and the wrong girl was there watching. So I'm gonna take this, and you can sculpt it with your tool. You have a little more control if you use a metal tool, because this stuff is really sticky. Push this over to one side, because she got like a right hook that just slammed right into her. So here I am. I'm making like she has a gash. Oh man, this looks nasty. I think it was a beer bottle. The girl threw just hit her over the head with a beer bottle, and it just slammed on her nose and a big gash. So now I want to smooth it out a bit. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to go in there actually with this. It's sort of a fake fresh scab blood sort of material. But I'm going to go in there because I know it can actually sculpt with it. And I can see, because I'm putting color in here, which is allowing me to see what the shape looks like. So these are little makeup squares that you can get at the beauty store. And I like to round mine off and cut them with just a scissor. Round it up so it's a little more natural looking, and this is what you would stipple the color on. So I've got some paint on here. There's some black and there's some red. Because she's got a busted nose, it's created, made for a black eye. You want to try and make sure you match her skin tone, which takes a little practice. So that's why you want to make sure when you buy your grease paints, you go to the theater store, that you make sure you get a flesh tone kit as well. So just remember, if you're going to get a busted nose, even if you had a rhinoplasty, your eyes always go black. This is more on her side. It was a right hook with a beer bottle. So this poor girl, she's probably going to need a little work at the cosmetic surgeon. So for a little extra added effect, I put a little piece of acrylic in her nose to make it look like a hunk of glass. I think it's a great effect. It looks pretty creepy, worked out fine. So next time in this class, we're going to be discussing blood and lots of blood recipes to show you. They're very interesting and you can even eat them. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time in class.